What is not a spectacle is the insides of this tavern, which I now know better than most parts of my own hideout.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
Geishelgreen's seed. Well, chocobos adore Geisel, however you want to pronounce it, really. Their human masters find them significantly less toothsome, turning to them only in times of hardship, most often after their faithful steeds have already been added to the pod. You make a horse stew with this stuff? Yucky.
These are Gizal green seeds.
Astute
Martha's keen
observation.
to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields. But they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
So you're missing
Martha
harvest.
was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones.
That's something
Unless
that I
we
mentioned
teach them
earlier.
how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike.
Oh, get to it.
Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time.
But
Gather
no.
the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
For the
Kashik, a
Horde!
veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
We're
Alas.
out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers?
No,
We
not
brought
the
them
bearers.
here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved?
I'm not quite sure
They may
what
not
the
be
bearers
trained
are thinking
soldiers
at
like
this
your
point.
Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them.
I mean, at this point, they don't know the right end of a sword from the incorrect end.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
They're so...
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared.
Can't blame him for thinking this.
And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for.
If you are here, then why am I here?
Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does.
I don't
We all
really...
wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place. Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. If you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not a
I'm right.
concept they have a firm grasp of
Squirrel
yet,
wants to
because they've
take
never
everything
owned
from you.
anything.
Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or
The
will you
frying
fight
pan.
like free men and women?
Well,
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword.
you don't know how to use
I
one.
never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
You probably will die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together.
Tear to a glass eye.
For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Or, you know, what's left of it.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
I wasn't lacking
I
anything,
just love
really.
the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So
For
what's
what?
the plan of action?
We'll divide
Attack.
our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village.
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory?
Yes, I suppose so.
Wait! They're here!
There we go.
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
Clive? Not for
We've no
Rosaria?
time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
Thank
I'll
you.
do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
Martha? Some of the pronunciation in this game.
The calm before the storm.
Now then.
And here
Woe
it
is
comes.
me, what am I to do?
I will not let this village fall.
Let's get the best out of this one. Nope, you may stay down, and you can stay down. Yoink, bonk. I think I can get most of them with this one. No. Bunch. Hey! Yoink. I saw that. Slash.
It's over. You're finished.
Akashic raptors? Where do you even find these things? Alright, let's have it. Yoinky. Can't lift that thing off the ground, I get it. Oh. I was expecting some kind of conclusion to this. A big baddie. But nope. Nothing important, nothing interesting.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What?
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's right
Akashic
and is headed in that direction.
No.
Better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
There's
Hard
my
to
big
say.
bad.
My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us.
No, the worst is coming right at
Order a
us.
detachment or two to fall back and...
No, let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure, my lord.
I'm not.
May the Founder protect you.
Oh, whole gold. This is the way it is, yeah.
Next one's mine. I might.
But I can roast the bastards. Are you sure? Because I heavily doubt your capability in battle.
Fly, Ambrosia.
All right.
Now, if I were a misplaced Kurl, where would I set up shop? How did you even get
There it
here?
is. With me, Torgal.
Not sure why I did that from such a distance. I would have whipped either way. Got your nose.
Fire and flame!
Kamehameha! Nope, 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 nope. I probably had all of that. Torgal, kill an attack. Akashic Coral Whisker? Nope, just a normal one.
All right.
Right.
Back to Eastpool.
And wouldn't you know it, by the time I arrived, they just finished taking the town.
Lord Rossfield. The Curl, is it?
Still alive.
He's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord.
Well, someone's
We
got to
were
do it,
able
right?
to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
It's not.
I think it might.
Not be.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
Come,
Thank
I clap for you.
my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free
Good
men
for
now,
you.
so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home.
Devour the gods.
And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This
How
village
about-
isn't going to rebuild itself.
Oh, just the lot of you. Alright, I'll come back in some 8 years. Maybe you'll have finished the house by then.
They're not slaves anymore.
no. They're Rosarians. Your father
Claim them
took
for the
pity on
nation.
bearer's plight. And I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
Probably,
I
yeah.
believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village.
Figured as much.
After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
Did you just say you're in
I
Rosarian?
think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade.
Excuse me?
But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
Aren't you a Martha's
And
Restian then?
Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
Pay me now!
I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together?
I mean,
Clearing the
unfortunately,
goblins
I
in the
do.
Stillwind marshes.
How could I forget?
Instant Marlboro.
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant marble.
Yep, I kinda don't want to
Not a
think about
trace
it.
of fear on your face.
Oh, there was fear, don't
Since
you
that day,
worry.
there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender.
Lay down and take that...
But
Never
every
mind.
time I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So wait. You have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
It's gonna change in my hands for
my
sure.
best.
Save is a big word. And there's also still a knight on a six-legged horse that I need to best, which may prove a little bit harder than I might want it to be, but it's sure to be a spectacle nonetheless. What is not a spectacle is the insides of this tavern, which I now know better than most parts of my own hideout. Keep it short, please. You, the
Are the bearers
lovely
taking well to
lady.
their new home, do you know? I sometimes worry how they'll manage without me to cook and clean for them.
Yes, they'll live, probably.
Hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it.
Let's hear
Take
it.
it before I change my mind.
You giving me that ruby back?
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that,
True.
but I
True.
never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away.
I mean,
suppose
perhaps
the
this is
rest
a
ain't much
start.
different nowadays.
The first bearer village.
Bearers living free like that. Reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
Yeah,
I
that
take
bad,
it you
huh?
didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him.
Oh,
Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my
Classic
hard
Sid.
work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were.
Yes, so a bit of a
We both
shitty
wanted the
pact
same
to
thing,
make, but
to make life better for bearers. Just like
and in
my
that you
dad.
succeed.
Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
No, he did not.
Indeed.
Pops was I.
But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
A teeny tiny tootsie bit.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
What you cooking? I could go for a chocobo steak. Rekindling the flame. Martha's Rest signboards. Why are people giving me their junk? The emblem of Martha's Rest, personal fiefdom of the Golden Stable's indomitable landlady. To those with no love for the Empire, the settlement stands as an island of safety in a sea of anything but. Displayed in my chambre. Alright, well, thanks, I guess. What remains? Echoes, the Delamil Inn. This is Trevojed. Yeah, sure. Man, there's a lot to do. Let's just go here. Bomboklad. I said I'd work my way down, so indeed I shall.
What's happened?
Theodore, you again? What do you want?
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
What negotiations?
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once.
Did I miss something?
You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What do you need?
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive.
She is...
I owe you one.
Let's count. She is 40 yards, plus a little bit, away from you. You telling me that you couldn't walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say 30 steps.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours.
I know, but...
No buts about it, all right?
Stop questioning my lack of butts.
Is something wrong?
When isn't
Bonnie
there?
came to give me a message from our intermediary.
That's funny.
The talks with the Republican army
Sorry.
have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
You had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El? What's happened?
You can unload the truck.
I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
Why are you here now? Aren't you...
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything
say
ready.
yes
We've waited far too
yet.
long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it?
I mean, I'm willing to trade places.
Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right. It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best.
Theodore, you look like 17-year-old me, but with a beard.
All right. To Randalar, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
Where is Randalar? Over there, I guess. Alright, let's go, Torgal. Wait, it's getting dark? I mean, it's been dark, but darker.
I wouldn't give for a
Looks like this
Oh, what would you give for a hot meal? There goes your meal.
Let us through.
Ratatouille. Hey.
Yeah.
This site never ceases to please, though. I cannot be bothered, arsed, what have you. Just leave me alone. Alright, that's the my nemesis. Alright, let's hear it. Let me park my car.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the Consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The Consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
Him.
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
They say.
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
There's this tension. I thought we were gonna get to blows, but guess not.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. And he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
Right. Well, you fucked up, sounds like.
And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least.
True.
They
That's what you
deserved
want.
more.
You don't know this. Perhaps they're better
so
off than...
badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. Come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head.
A dragon?
Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Did you run here all the way from Cashlock?
I'll go on ahead.
You must be in very good
Thank
condition.
you, Clive.
Very good
I'll
shape.
gather some men and join you there. Just make sure he's safe.
Specifically says I'll gather some men and one woman shows up. Nice. I like it. Let's go to Litany's Clyde. Not no. Yes. That's the wrong button. Not even close. Okie doke.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
More like glide, Ambrosia. That was the shittiest turn you've taken yet. Oh, you mugger. Alright, let's hear it.
I can walk from here.
I don't want to walk from here. Oh, are you sending me all the way up to this location now? Okay, where's the sit rep?
Upriver!
Told you.
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area is flooded with ether.
Akashic dragon?
Prey makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me.
Bork. Torgal? When I say something, when I mention you, you respond, yes? Lest I think you're dead. Because the day that happens is the day I shall lay this world to ash. Nope. Now, is it a wyvern dragon or a dragon dragon?
Where are you, Theo?
Upriver. Just follow the Aether Flood. Now then.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Something like so. Stop doing what you're doing.
You're finished. Get him.
Nice.
I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
I think the dragon will have found Theodore. Or indeed, myself.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
That was a shitty dodge. No. Get down. No. Get your shit. What? Damn it. Deal with that for a while, will you? No. That was very good. 81. You simply adore seeing it. I kind of don't like seeing this though. Please throw something like that in his direction. No, none of that. I'll have you know. Nope, miss. That is definitely not what I wanted. I was hoping... Yep. That was, not what I thought it was gonna do.
Nice try.
Deal with that for a while. Okie doke. Ooh, why? That wasn't so bad. Well then.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for...
Ah.
We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore!
Strike now while you still can.
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo!
Why are you here?
Stop!
How are you here? Why are you sending me here? And then you show up yourself. Why do people constantly keep doing this?
Take care.
well.
Mm-hmm. It had to be done. Didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
You say this.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place. Against his will.
You didn't know this. You can't blame
It wasn't
yourself for
against
this
his
one.
will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
God
We
damn.
grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened.
Ouch.
My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead.
But
I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to...
it was good voice acting.
I know Theo wanted me to move on. But I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people. Save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do. Ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be. Bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have. And to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own. To continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Why do you need to make that
Thank
a
you,
choice?
Clive.
You have a pact. You don't need to say this.
Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
I'm going on for someone, for the greater good, not just one individual. But whatever. Another signboard, yay! The emblem of the Crimson Caravans, porters of wide renown. They are based in Boklad, where traders from across Valisthea flock to browse the thousand tables and transport their wares either throughout the Dominion or down the Crystal Road to the lands beyond. Boklad. You can't tell me that Boklad doesn't sound a little bit like the Jamaican Bombaklad. Wagwan down in Boklad, no? Scarlet Cyclone, yeah, who gives a shite? Not me, at least, because I don't use the skill. Another box ticked or checked, however you wish to pronounce it. There is a lot to do here. Let's get this one out of the way. The final echo.
Ready, go?
Sure am. Okie dokes. Now then.
Don't get surrounded.
Give me thunder!
This should be a good one. Stop bothering me. Can I hit more than one? Yes, I definitely can. Sure, blow up your buddies while you're at it, please.
All yours, Torgal. Garuda?
Good last one. Bonk. Now then. And that makes 3.
That's all of them. Owen can uncross his toes now.
That is a disgusting thought and a disgusting mental image. And I'd rather you How do you suggest...
Yeah!
Like so.
Be safe.
A regal sash. What is this regal garment you speak of? Among the citizenry of Dhalmekia, there are those who hearken after the heady days of yore, when the realm was as yet divided into constituent kingdoms, an age of glorious rulers and golden towers. I've read trousers. Before all was usurped by the bean-counting bureaucrats who now rule over the Republic. Though little but legend may remain of these kingdoms, those who find themselves dispossessed and disempowered in the present draw strength from their imagined past. +3, -1. I'll take it. Plus it looks very regal. Right, what sword do I have that is so... Okay, cool. Guess I'll go to the Dalamal Inn. It don't really matter much, do it? Alright. Keep it short, please.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's what I'm wondering.
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together. Since we brought everyone together?
There is no we, there's a you and a me.
Absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
I'm never gonna live that down.
Lubor's going to be one too.
Like hell he
They're
is.
going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders.
You can hear the grit
Speaking
in his
of menaces,
voice.
there may be
Yes.
a rather worrying one just over the horizon. May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take a similar approach.
I
They
see.
formed what one could call a League of Outlaws.
Oi.
And they grow more organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are.
It
Won't
matters
we,
how many
Nick?
there are.
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud. By finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join
Why
the cause,
are we calling them
and ensuring
ne'er-do-wells?
that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
Lord Underhill charges a hefty sum for this nonsense.
How could I refuse? Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you. I'll go and speak with him.
Stop flattering me. Or should I say, please continue to whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
Stiff competition indeed. You, talk to me.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
We definitely can't, no.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Let's open the map. Okay, easy enough.
If those ne'er-do-wells want to band together, let them. There'll be no match for us.
Just get on.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned.
That is indeed the case. Alright, Torgal, I'll leave the doggo to you.
That's him. The one who killed Locke. Fingers.
Oh,
Take
that
his
was
head
a
off.
good attack there. Hey. If I do this, how many can I safely hit at once? I was hoping that I could get it off in time. Oh. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. Fire at me again, I dare you, I double dare you. Absolutely capital. Alright, start spinning again in that case. Casting Cure, are we? Bonk. That takes way too long for them to just attack. Stay away from my ball. Now then.
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you?
Why does everyone keep following after me?
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened.
Ah, okay.
We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Seems that
if
one
he
of our
is.
parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him.
It would make
No
sense
man
as
is
to why
branded by
Sid
choice.
the First took to him
All
so
those
much.
people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
Let's see how we can unfuck this situation.
And now everyone knows.
Evidently so.
I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it.
Typical, ain't it?
Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Yeah, imagine this town being prosperous and all
Once
that.
people make up their minds, it's hard to change them.
Yeah.
We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
We can address the crowd.
I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors.
Interlocutor.
Lord
Use
Underhill
normal
of
words.
Randlar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what
Lord
I can.
Underhill. Alright, better put them people skills to
Lubor,
best you can.
stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
No, I'm not. Just listen.
I'm not listening to anything you have to
All along that he
say.
was playing us for fools.
There we go.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
No.
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
Something like that.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil.
Aren't you the people of
Dalimil?
Dalimil?
Thank you not to get involved.
Yeah, you still suck at conversation, Clive. Like, you really suck.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
I can take Lubor back to my base. Give Blackthorn someone to talk to.
Why do they always have to make such a... Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
Thereabouts, yeah.
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around.
No,
We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't.
Thank you.
And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making.
I mean,
But
poetic
I do not
justice,
doubt
perhaps?
that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalamil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor.
Where you go?
You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Yep.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you.
They're not even
The
mine.
least you
Shut
can
up.
do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
I would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves?
Like I alone protect this place?
I thought you were better than this.
I am
It
better
seems
than
you
this.
had me fooled as well.
Go be salty somewhere else.
Forget it. Do what you will.
Go.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Your reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Like I said, we can use you at the forge back home. Quest complete. Circles in the sand. And a level for my trouble. Level 42. I still want to tackle the dragon. Okay, left this place in an even drearier state than when we got here. But I guess there's just no helping it. I guess there's just no helping that, is there, boy? Okay. We move. That's little voiced. Let's do Tabor first. Hello. Hello. Yes. Oh, one of the undying, unyielding apostate, Cyril. Your name rings a bell.
Is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
How's that working out?
Ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov.
I am not.
A small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
I suppose I can do a bit of
right.
Archaeology.
Go meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
Titan's
I
Way.
wish
Oh,
you
that
a
path is
safe
open now
journey,
then.
my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
Duty undying. Because that... Yeah, but this is locked, so this will now open. In that case, I will smoke bomb over here, because maybe they'll send me to Titan's Wake as well.